I welcome you all for this online FDP on behalf of BBA Department, DG Vaishnav College. Here I'm going to discuss about nurturing student skill. Skill development in students are essential in order to face the challenges of everyday life. There is a drastic change in the world due to unprecedented use of technology during past few decades. This transformation has impacted in every sphere of life. We can say it has impact on career, it has impact on education, it has impact on economy. So we can keep on telling. So to cope up with the increasing changes, students should know the necessary skills such as problem solving skill, creativity, lateral thinking, soft skill, communication skill, and higher order skill. So these are the skill are very much required for the students in order to face upcoming world. So here I have some of the skills, maybe 7 to 8. 7 to 8 skill. So we are going to see one by one. So first one, role storming. Second one, concept map. Third one, reverse thinking. Fourth one, questioning ability. Fifth one, problem solving. Sixth one, mind. Sixth one, mind movies, and they should know how they elaborate their answers. So first we move on to the role storming skill. This technique involves members of a team or group of students usually share their ideas. But we can also ask the students by pretending to be someone else, or they can act somebody. Role storming requires participations to step out of their own skins and into someone else. This experience allowed them to think about the problem or opportunity in a new way, and often to come up with new and creative ideas. It has different types. To become someone else, and each has its own pluses and minuses. You ask a student to determine which approach is most likely to produce results in particular situation. It is also possible to experiment with the different approaches to keep things fresh and interesting. So here I have taken example of Steve Jobs. You can create some 5 to 6 members in the group. So as a facilitator, you can ask a student to take up any role or someone's who they are interested. It is also possible to experiment with different approaches also. So first you can take You can, as a teacher, you can give examples like a difficult or demanding client to the customer, a member of corporate upper management, a figure from history with a strong reputation for a particular type of thinking, a superhero or supervillain. So they can take any role. Participants can also take the same perspective, choose from a list of options, or choose their own perspective. They can work in groups or individually. They may be asked to interact in character or simply brainstorm as their given character. So there are some rules how they can do this role storming. So as a facilitator, teacher should decide what role they will be playing, or else you should know what type of personality they are going to present among the group. They should describe their characters' personal qualities and motivations. They should list their character strengths and weaknesses. So before role storming, some preparation has to be done. Teacher can be a facilitator, or you can find a facilitator who can manage this unique form of brainstorming method as well as more typical brainstorming. The person must be comfortable with everything, silliness and unpredictability, and able to guide the process without dictating its direction. If possible, the facilitator should have come across different type of experience with acting or improvisation. They should have a clear plan for your role storming and put it in writing parameters for roles interaction, length of time, follow up, etc. So for example, you may want to limit available roles to actual types of people. You can also divide the team according to the character of the role, and they should know when they will end up the session. So time limit should be there. So these are the techniques will involve, or I can say this is the process will involve in role storming. Role storming will generate so many ideas. It makes students to learn some unique characteristics of someone's, so they may follow the particular character which has a great impact within their self. So in order to make it interesting, you can post a question like what you do if you were someone else. It may be if they are prime minister, or if they were chief minister, something interesting, or if God will come to them, or else if they were God, so what are the necessities or what are the things they are going to do for the people? Something interesting you can ask to the students for role storming. Role storming technique involves members of a team or group of students to take on others people's identity and then sharing their ideas. By pretending to be someone else, a person's ideas can be brought up without concerns of what other people may think of their presentation. It is fun-filling activity. That's all about role storming. Next, we are moving to concept map or connecting concepts. Concept map is a visual organization and representation of knowledge. It shows concepts and ideas and the relationship among them. You create a concept map by writing keywords, sometimes enclosed in shapes such as circles, box, triangles, etc. So if you have one idea, that can be represented in one box or circle. Then drawing arrows between the ideas which are interrelated. Then you add a short explanation by the by arrow to explain how the concepts are related. So as a teacher, we can implement this idea in our classroom management. When we have studied about so many concepts of interrelating concepts, this is very simple. You can instruct a student about, for example, socialization on belief system, and needed a way to have students think systematically about their views and identify the sources of their values and beliefs. I chose to use a concept map to help students explore this. So the problem can be written in the center of circle. Then we need to write ideas. So here they have mentioned idea 1, idea 2, idea 3, idea 4. If you have some 7, so it should have interrelation among each ideas. So students, what they will do, they will identify their stance on the war in Iraq. So here I'm going to explain about socialization or political system in Iraq. If I take this example, they should write some listed factors. So how they are viewing that particular problem. So what are the causes of problem? How it can be interrelated among each other can be represented. So it facilitates the comprehension with its visual format. It encourages brainstorming and high-level thinking, forces discovery of new concepts and their connections. It sparks creativity. So that's all about concept map. I can tell you the example. In center of the concept map, you can write the task. So related to the task, you can write 4 ideas, which each can be related to each other. In that way, you can explain your students to express their views and ideas in order to make a concept map most interesting.